The night sky over Washington, D.C. was ripped apart by a sudden and violent storm, casting an eerie glow over the city. It was January 30th, 2025, a date that would be etched into the memories of many. A horrifying collision between a passenger plane and a military helicopter claimed the lives of all those on board, leaving a trail of devastation. The tragedy unfolded near Reagan National Airport, sending shockwaves through the nation's capital and beyond. The news spread rapidly, leaving the public in a state of shock and disbelief. Two aircraft on vastly different journeys met in a catastrophic instant, altering countless lives forever. The Potomac River, witness to history, became a scene of unimaginable loss as rescue boats scoured its waters, searching for any signs of life. The American Airlines flight, operating as PSA Airlines Flight 5342, was en route from Wichita, Kansas, carrying passengers with dreams and destinations. Its destination was the familiar tarmac of Reagan National, a routine journey that ended in tragedy. The other aircraft, a U.S. Army Black Hawk helicopter, was conducting routine training exercises, a common sight in the skies above Washington. The helicopter, identified by the call sign PAT-25, was a familiar presence, often seen flying over the city as part of its regular operations. Their paths crossed with devastating consequences, leaving a scar on the heart of the nation that would not soon heal. The Bombardier CRJ-700, a workhorse of regional air travel, carried the hopes and dreams of its passengers. 60 souls, eager to reach their destinations, settled into their seats for the journey. 4 crew members, dedicated to their roles, prepared for a routine flight. The CRJ-700, a twin-engine jet, was a symbol of modern aviation, designed for efficiency and reliability. The Sikorsky UH-60 Black Hawk helicopter, a symbol of American military might, was a familiar sight in the skies above Washington. A versatile aircraft, the Black Hawk is used for a variety of missions, from troop transport to medical evacuations. On this fateful night, the Black Hawk carried 3 personnel. Their mission was routine, their purpose clear, yet fate had other plans. As news of the crash spread, a frantic search and rescue operation began. Emergency responders raced to the scene, hoping against hope for survivors. The murky waters of the Potomac River, however, held a grim reality. The impact, occurring at approximately 9 p.m. local time, left no survivors. The recovery effort, hampered by darkness and near-freezing water temperatures, became a somber task of bringing closure to grieving families. Divers faced treacherous conditions as they worked tirelessly to recover the remains of those lost. The current, strong and unforgiving, added to the complexity of the operation. Debris, scattered over a wide area, painted a stark picture of the collision's violence. Each piece, carefully cataloged and examined, held a story, a fragment of the tragedy. Among the passengers on Flight 5342 were members of the U.S. figure skating community. They were returning from a national training camp, their hearts filled with dreams of Olympic glory. Among them were former Russian world pairs champions, Evgenia Shishkova and Vadim Naumov. Their presence on the flight added a poignant layer of loss to the tragedy. Shishkova and Naumov, renowned for their grace and artistry on the ice, had defected to the United States years earlier. They had become beloved figures in the American skating community, their talent inspiring a new generation. Their deaths sent shockwaves through the world of figure skating, a stark reminder of life's fragility. In the hours and days following the crash, condolences poured in from around the world. Leaders from various countries expressed their deep sorrow and solidarity with the victims' families. Vigils were held in multiple cities, where people gathered to mourn and pay their respects. Memorial sites quickly filled with flowers, candles, and heartfelt messages, creating a poignant scene of collective grief. President Trump, in a televised address, expressed his condolences to the families of the victims. He acknowledged the profound loss and the impact it had on the nation. His words aimed to offer some comfort to those affected by the tragedy. He also vowed a full investigation into the cause of the crash. The president assured the public that no stone would be left unturned in uncovering the truth behind this devastating event. He emphasized the importance of understanding what went wrong to prevent future tragedies. However, in a series of inflammatory posts on his social media platform, Truth Social, he blamed diversity hiring policies for lowered safety standards and questioned the actions of both air traffic control and the helicopter pilot. These posts sparked a significant backlash, with many accusing him of politicizing the tragedy and diverting attention from the real issues at hand. U.S. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy, speaking at a press conference, called the crash absolutely preventable. He highlighted the need for stricter safety regulations and better oversight in the aviation industry. His remarks underscored the urgency of addressing systemic issues to ensure such a disaster does not happen again. He pledged a thorough investigation by the National Transportation Safety Board. The NTSB, known for its meticulous approach, was tasked with piecing together the events leading up to the crash. Their findings would be crucial in shaping future safety protocols. American Airlines CEO Robert Isom expressed deep sorrow over the loss of life and pledged the airline's full cooperation with the investigation. He assured the public that the airline would support the affected families and work closely with authorities to determine the cause of the crash. D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser, visibly shaken, confirmed both aircraft were in the water and stated the city's focus was on rescue and recovery efforts. She praised the emergency response teams for their swift action and reassured the public that every possible resource was being deployed to assist in the rescue operations. The Pentagon and the Army immediately launched investigations into the cause of the crash. The NTSB, the lead investigative agency for civilian aviation accidents, joined the effort. They're tasked to determine what went wrong and prevent similar tragedies from happening in the future. The investigation, a complex undertaking, will involve analyzing air traffic control recordings, examining wreckage, and interviewing witnesses. Air traffic control recordings, a crucial piece of the puzzle, revealed that controllers had warned the helicopter about the approaching plane. The recordings also captured audible gasps in the control room as the collision occurred. These recordings will be meticulously analyzed to understand the sequence of events leading up to the crash. The crash of Flight 5342 and the Black Hawk helicopter cast a pall over Washington, D.C. The city, known for its resilience and strength, found itself grappling with an unexpected tragedy that shook its core. Reagan National Airport, a symbol of the nation's capital, was closed indefinitely. The usually bustling terminals now stood eerily silent, a stark contrast to their typical activity. The closure, a necessary step to facilitate the investigation and recovery efforts, disrupted travel plans for thousands. Passengers, stranded and confused, could only wait and hope for answers. The tragedy served as a stark reminder of the risks inherent in aviation, even in the most heavily regulated airspace. It underscored the delicate balance between safety and the complexities of modern air travel. The crash also brought back painful memories of past aviation accidents involving the Potomac River. The community, still healing from previous losses, found itself mourning once again. In 1982, Air Florida Flight 90 crashed into the 14th Street Bridge shortly after takeoff from National Airport, killing 78 people. The haunting images of that day resurfaced in the minds of many. That crash, etched in the city's memory, served as a grim reminder of the potential for disaster. Memorials and plaques around the city stand as silent witnesses to the lives lost. The collision on January 30, 2025, added a new chapter to this sad history. As the nation mourns, the resilience of its people shines through, determined to honor the memories of those lost and to ensure such tragedies are never forgotten.